right? So with failure comes faster learning. So I'm very thankful to the Lord that He's giving me failure before success, because if He gave me success, I wouldn't be as humble or listening to the older heads. Because every time I walk down, there's somebody that pulls me over and they tell me that, hey, you know, like, you know about this, you know about this. Like sometimes I'll walk around and just
careful when the camera's on. You guys can talk, but you guys can't say stupid things.
About you?
No, that's usually that's pretty good. Like just saying stupid stuff is usually pretty good. So
Just pretend like you guys know about racehorses. When a horse is running, just go like, whoa.
I'm here with Evan. Evan, please let the audience know exactly who you are again, man.
listen, man, we run a small training facility over here, Amplify Stables, and we're just watching the races today. Got the family over, just got the boys eating, drinking, and just watching some of the races. We just come from a seminar at Ballycroy, and you know, just having fun with it, man, with my brother Derek. Introduce yourself, guys.
Yeah, you guys.
This is my brother Powell. That's Simmer.
Powell. What's Ash?
That's Harry over there.
Harry.
That's Darsh.
And this is Derek. So are you involved in racing too, or horses?
No? He's the one that takes care of it.
You're not that crazy, or what?
He's a finance portion of it, man. Without this guy, the money supply stops, and there's no more horses.
As long as it's positive bottom line, I keep cutting it. Otherwise, when it goes negative, then water gets cut off.
It's not positive. Let's just say we have a lot of close calls in horse racing, man. Yeah, just the clubhouse up here, man. At the farm, this is where the jocks come relax to when they want, and the staff can come up here. Friends and family, they can come up here, relax, watch some racing, and keeps everybody informed and involved, right?
I remember when I first met you, man. I was just in the paddock, and you came over and you introduced yourself, and then from there on, I started to learn so much more about you.
We gotta learn, man, because we're still a very small player in this game. We have a long way to go. Like, we're investing the time, capital, and expertise, so we have to get results out of it, right? Well, that's what it is. The friends and family, they're supportive, and that's the main thing. You want to keep your morale up, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to let the losses and all that kind of stuff, because we do a great job with some of other people's clients, our clients' horses. We just need to transfer the magic onto our stable now, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. You know, just here with the guys, we just having a beer, having a drink, having some water, whatever you want to drink. But
Who likes the beers?
who likes the beers? Well, you know,
look at the size of the belly. You'll know who likes beers.
but he's a very small guy. Like, he's just tall.
When I started on the track, I was 245. I'm like 200 now, so I lost a lot of weight. Just, you know, when you have horses, you don't eat too much. The horses got to eat, so you thin out a little bit, you know?
Our jockey's a bit heavier now. He's our jockey. Simmer's our jockey. Yeah.
Who's the jockey? You the jockey? Seriously?
No.
How long you been a jockey for?
No, he's not actually full jockey.
He's a...
But he can ride though. He can ride.
Okay.
Back home I used to ride those.
Yeah?
Tell us a little bit about that. When did you start? I started in grade 3. Young age. I learned at grade 3. I was going into grade 9 or 10.
Great.
After that I stopped. So almost did it 6 years.
So the riding horse we have outside, he gets on them and stuff. He exercises them. You know, our jockeys eat good, man. Look at that. Come be a jockey for Amplify. You'll be good, man. You might not make the weight I would mind, but you'll be eating good. Like, look at that. You look like a jockey. Looks like a wrestler, man.
You said back home, India?
Yeah, back home in India, yeah.
And what's the riding weight in India? Like, how heavy do you have to be?
I was a kid that time.
He was riding for his school team, right? So, like, he wasn't really going to the races.
Right.
What kind of horses were they? Do you remember what kind of horses
Were they thoroughbreds? They were like local breeds, so like a lot agile, thinner horses for stamina races and things like that.
I know they got them funny horses with the
ears.
Ears.
Yeah.
Those horses sell for a lot of money, man. They sell for a lot of money.
What good are those horses? Like, what's their business?
Distance
It's look
racing.
fancy.
Just
It's a status symbol. It's quite literally a status symbol. Like two guys with nice horses will talk to each other and do millions of dollars worth of business. It's like, oh, you have a nice horse, I have a nice horse. Means you must have a nice factory of some kind. I need your product or help me out. So it's a lot of camaraderie that I think is missing in the sport over here. But I think as we progress as a stable, a lot of the older folks have come and taken us under the wing to just teach us about the business and kind of get along, right? So guys like Mike DiPaolo, Glenn Secure, and all these guys have been big instrumental in just mentoring myself and our stable into how to carry yourself and things like that.
Do you think that you've come a long way since you first started?
Look, the performance on the track is always going to be up and down, right? Look at how Dubai started out. They were losing all their races and stuff. Now they're winning. Not comparing myself, but we're getting better. You know, we've already had a placing already within like 3 starts. Level of horses obviously needs to improve, but we've got 2 stallions on the farm now, about 18 mares. So we want to get our homebred program going and show the people what we can actually do, right?
Yeah, no. Even Japan, they're doing really well. Like their horses are doing really, really good.
Japan is awesome. Did you know in Japan they have more Group 1 winning mares than the number of mares in Germany? There's a silly stat like that or something. So in Japan, more Group winning fillies and mares than the number of like thoroughbreds in Germany. I read this somewhere on like a bloodstock synopsis of Japan. And obviously, you know, Japan is their mentality is breed the best to the best, never sell the best. In North America, it's breed the best to the best and hope for the best, and you sell it. In Japan, they retain a lot of those families because the syndicates are more understanding. They'll stay involved with the mare, a stallion, the foal, the half sister, and things like that because they know if the family's good, there's going to be something good that comes out of it. Here, man, a lot of people, the economy sucks right now, but a lot of people are scared to get involved, and not that it's a big financial commitment. They're just like, I think there's a bad exposure of horse racing for some people that we're trying to fix right now. That's what we're trying to do. So young guys like us got to carry the game forward with that, you know?
Yeah, you know, you I mean, like looking at you, Evan, like your face is so young compared to the rest of the people in horse racing. You guys notice that?
I'm a man. It's the only place
You have a
where
full beard? Or?
look at his beard, like how stylish he is. He's the most stylish guy in the town.
it's the only place where people call me good looking. It's the racetrack, right? So it's, but you know, that's the whole part of the game too. You want young people involved. It is a financial commitment, but it's a lot more about like my friends and family are here. Not that I ask them for dollars and stuff, but I work with a lot of these guys in the business. They're part of the business, and we keep it going so we can support the horses and, God willing, one day have a bigger stable and more success, right?
I'm pretty sure you will. You know, I mean,
We got no choice, man. I don't want no condos being built here as long as I'm alive. I want it to be a breeding and training center. And
in
that's
this area? You mean in this area?
the farm, man.
I mean, if
You know what a lot of people
condos
say.
come down here, I mean, that would be something because, I mean, that's pretty far away from
No,
the
I mean,
the
people are already
city.
starting to build houses here, man, and they've
Or
been calling
neighboring
us.
property. Got to
Right.
rent for 30 estate homes or something.
For 30 what?
30 estate homes or property, like nearby property.
Seriously?
The one that's actually like our neighbors, basically.
Really?
So, you know, our vision is to stay in the game 20, 30, 40, 50 years, however long it takes us, or we can afford to stay in, right? And the whole thing is it's more about the passion, right? Instead of spending money on like lavish vacations or cars and stuff like that, you focus on the horse racing and develop the industry, right?
Are you guys sold on the horse racing business too, or you guys are kind of like just watching right now to see what happens?
Right now, just watching. Helping the friend out.
We're all
The good friends.
We're all close friends and family, and the whole deal is that you know, I want to win a few big races before I get them involved in the syndicate. You know, it wouldn't be fair to be asking friends and family for money, and that's the way we've always done it. You prove a concept, and then you get other people to grow with you, right? So that's the whole part of the game. Whether that's breeding horses internationally or within Canada, you know, we plan on breeding most of the stock here. We do have a few mares we bought from Florida in foal. We fold them here at our own farm, and with a couple stallions on site like Town Prize and Signature Red, you know, newly acquired from Medina Springs, and they're a little bit on the older side of these stallions, but they're proven winners and producers. So it's gonna take things like that for the industry to come back.
That's pretty cool, man. I always wonder, right? What's the dream? Like the dream is to, you know, win like the biggest races, King's Plate, you know, the Grey One races. Like,
Yeah.
what's your dream list for this business? Kentucky.
Our
Like the
dream is to
Kentucky
have,
Derby or Kentucky?
Dream is to have a big facility.
Derby, own a farm in Kentucky. That's his dream.
Biggest dream in my life, like biggest focus that we have as a group organization is to have presence in Kentucky. 200 plus acres, obviously have a breeding and training center, just like how we have over here. So we can shift a lot of stock back and forth. But in terms of races, King's Plate for sure, Epsom Derby, Guineas 1000, Guineas 2000, classic races like that. And Europe I have an affinity with because I think that's where like the epitome of horse racing is. Yeah, Kentucky Derby is great, but right now I got to win some allowance races at Woodbine to start. So we're very realistic with our goals, but we want to breed the classic distance races, how, you know, the kings of the sport used to do, how the Aga Khans and all the greats have done, right? I think the real flex and the pride is in two-turn horses, right? Not to say that sprinters are bad, but most of the races are made, the classics are a mile and a half, going longer, right?
Can you make a horse into a two-turn horse, or it has to naturally have the blood for it?
The blood, 80%, 70% of the game is they have to have the pedigree for it, the dam and sire line. You know, Kenny McPeak brings up a great point where he bought a horse in a sale for the European running, and everyone said, Kenny, why are you buying a turf horse? He's like, it's got 7 classic winners from Europe in the pedigree. You know what I mean? So it definitely is the pedigree. The training depends on it too, and they have to like the surface, right? In Europe, there's not too much dirt racing, if any at all.
Yeah.
So you might have to buy a horse and keep it in Europe. That's a different expense of keeping it in Europe. A lot of good guys, friends of mine, like Ramiro Restrepo, he's with Marquis Bloodstock. He's been doing that, actively buying in Europe and promoting the racing over there, right? He's got a great horse, Tigress of Gaul. She's been doing really good. And, you know, Europe is where the epitome of horse racing is.
Interesting, because, you know, you look at the Breeders' Cup. I mean, which races are the biggest races anyways? Because we look at the Breeders' Cup for that's the mantelpiece right there, the Breeders' Cup. But then we look at in Dubai.
Dubai, yeah.
Now that's the next big one.
Time Saudi Cup's $20 million purse, man. You have to run one horse that comes even third or fourth, and you're good for a couple of years, you know. So the competition is improving, and I think the royal families in Europe, in the Middle East, are actually doing a great job at supporting that. So there's Qatar Racing, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is doing a lot.
Yeah.
His Excellency Sheikh Maktoum, he's doing a lot to support the race. Like, look at what he's done with Sovereignty. In 1 weekend, he won like 4 classics, two in Kentucky, 2 in Europe. It's not a coincidence, right? It takes years of dollars, and we're never going to have the capital like that, but you have to have the persistence to keep going 20, 30, 40 years.
But Evan, when you think about that, that's a lot of money being spent on these horses, right?
Sure, man.
Your dream is to be up there too as well.
Dreams are literally just money, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, these guys have billions of dollars. We don't have that. So we have to be smarter. We have to have more partners, mentors involved in telling us what's right, we have to admit our mistakes sometimes and say that this didn't work. We have to try something else out. But at the end of the day, man, we have last mover advantage. We've seen what works with these nicks, these families, these female lines that develop, like Jutman has developed, and that's what we kind of go based off of, right? So the examples and case studies are there. We just have to put more money behind it, more hours and passion, right? Like, look at what John Massara did with Danehill. He brought him over from Europe, became the leading sire in Australia for many years, produced the likes of Snitzel, and Snitzel recently just passed to be the top stallion in Australia. But those guys have a good program that's going, right? Government supports them too.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, there's so many horses in Australia though, like so many different tracks.
I love Australia. I think they have like 20 different major sales, like Magic Millions and a bunch of other sales. Like Glenn Boss. Look at the jocks they're producing, right? Glenn Boss is obviously retired now, but Mackay Diva, a lot of these bigger horses, Via Sistina and all these horses, fillies from Australia. But the European lines that were obviously curated in Australia kept going, kept breeding to better horses, right? Canada, man, I think our weather really pushes us down. 5 or 6 months of the year, it's basically dead out here. So unless you can afford to go to Florida, you're basically just sitting on your horses in the winter.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
more than money, it's a winter challenge.
I mean, I agree with you. That's usually the thing, though, with the weather here. Like, the weather prevents us from doing so much, even for sports, like for soccer. You know, so much different things.
The benefit to that, Derek, is we can rest our horses, obviously, right? If a horse needs a little bit of layup, it forces us for the betterment of the horses to maintain their health, right? So that's a positive there. And we keep our horses going in the winter too. A lot of clients send us horses. We have an arena here, or we can keep them fit. If a horse comes in at 50%, I can get him at 60, 70 by the time he's done our program here. And by March, April, our track outside is open, and we can get him breezing and close to breezing. And by the time they get to somebody at Woodbine, he or she as a trainer can be like, okay, I don't have to start from zero with this horse. I'm at 60, 70% already.
I had an idea. I was just thinking about. You think it'd be real cool if someone was to like start a little bush track somewhere out here in the bushes.
Honestly, I'd like
that would be really cool. Like for me, that'd be awesome just to go out there and just stand on the side and watch.
What we want to do is we want to have a 2-year-old breeze up sale. If consigners here have horses that aren't sold, we'd give them a discounted boarding rate, a discounted training rate. They can send us their 20, 30 unsold horses. We keep them training, and we have a 2-year-old sale at the track here. So that small bars like me and you can go there and go like, hey, look, I see a horse actually under tack. An under tack show, not really a 2-year-old, but even horses that are off the track that haven't been back at the track but are working towards it. Not a big market for it because nobody wants to buy older horses, but you know, Florida has a 2-year-old sale. I'd expand the track here a little bit, make it more professional, and which I'm going to do either way, but kind of start from there, right?
You want to take that?
This guy owns like one of the biggest goat yogurt production, one of the biggest goat production yogurt facilities in North America. And the owner didn't call his son, who's like a friend of mine. He was cool. If he was the owner, he would have started yelling at him. Because in the morning they called me on a Sunday. They woke me up. They're like, "Oh, we have a load to go out to Costco." I didn't know how to drive there, but I figured it out. I called the guy. I said, "Brother, I need your help." He went. It's like near Cornwall. Now he's like, "Oh, you're supposed to come to Montreal," but his dad told me it's Montreal. Sorry, his dad told me it's the Cornwall location, right?
So you're actually doing business right now, a different type of business right now.
This is trucking, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think you told me that before. Man, how does that make you feel when you're juggling so many different things?
Boss, right now the horses aren't paying for themselves.
You're doing it virtually.
They're like losing all the money, so I have to support it somehow. And I'm blessed to be in a position like that because a lot of guys have to work at Woodbine and pay the horses off and stuff, right? I have to use other businesses, and that's why it pushes me to actually add more value for my clients on that side so that I can support this operation, right? I don't let it become a burden. I don't buy that many horses. The farm definitely supports it too, the farm revenues and stuff. But it's funny because to increase in this business, I need to do better in other businesses. Yeah. And I had kind of lost motivation on the other side because I was like, I don't have anything to pay for in life. You know, I don't have no girlfriends or anything like that. And now when the horses come in the picture, I have that fire like Kobe Bryant. Like I have that fire. Like I don't have Shaq anymore. I want to go win a championship ring. You know,
it's like competition, competitiveness.
It's literally just like competition. And you know what? The thing is that I'm almost done with this guy. Just give me a sec.
No, you go ahead and continue.
But you know what it is, like you literally have to have other avenues to support this game because just the cost alone. I have my own farm. That guy's having a tough time getting into the gate.
That's how they do it. They don't have a separate equals for like how we do it.
That's what really upsets me when one horse is having trouble. I mean, it's okay, but all the other horses are gonna get spooked now, and
so many change the whole thing, man.
Yeah. But the gate crew does a fantastic job. They honestly put their life at risk just to do this stuff, right?
It's true, but you know they've been practicing for a long time, so you got a lot of experience. These guys, you know.
Those guys, man, they do really good.
Majority of them,
and they're riders too, man. The riders, I think that's a P4 113 horse. Hopefully that horse is good. It's a friend of the farm too.
Like I said, seen that thing pop up a lot.
Yeah, P413, they're doing really well, man.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Seen him on a lot of videos.
Handles on Instagram. Yeah, he's on Instagram, and the good thing is that, man, a lot of these people are my friends, so I was just talking to Handle and these guys the other day too. He said, even Ratcliffe, one of my friends, he said, just stay in the game, you know, like you can't get, if you, like I was second last in the horses, that you can't get upset about it. You have to just keep on pushing, because they all tell me about their times. They're like, at least you got some older heads guiding you. They're like, back in our day, we didn't have anyone coaching us. We just thought we were crap, you know. So it's good to have that support.
I think it'll come. You know, it's just a matter of time, you know.
It will, brother. It will.
Usually, that's how it usually works.
Victory's elusive. She's like destiny, you know. Sometimes she kicks you around, but sometimes she'll let you have a few good years, you know.
That's true.
All my friends are winning, so I know it's about time when I get to that stage too, right? And we're building out. We're building our breeding program, the training program, and you know, we just had a horse off the farm win for a friend of ours, trained by another smaller stable, and so you know, we're taking care of the horses good. We just have to buy certain kinds of horses now, which I know from my mistakes, the kind of horses I bought before, I can't buy them again. But going through the confirmation, the pedigree, I know what kind of horses can win at this track. Yeah.
You felt like that was a good learning lesson, like just coming in and, you know, making some mistakes and just learning from them.
You lose $400,000 in 2 years, you learn a lot, man. Right?
Man, that's crazy.
My brother here, my CFO, just always remembers and reminds me. He's like, "Hey, this is how much we're down. You better get it back."
He definitely has a CFO look too, because he's sitting there with his hands crossed, like he's just.
Oh, he handles a lot of stress. He handles a lot of stress. I'm older.
You're older?
Yeah. He handles a lot of the stress for the group organization. He's the CEO of like our group organization, and I'm kind of his ops guy. He tells me what I need to do, what targets I need to achieve, and he's the finance guy. So, all the friends and family here, they're all involved in the business somehow. And they support us on the horses side too by just morale support, whatever I need,
That's really cool, Evan, man.
Yeah, man, like right now we're just starting out, I have a good circle, and I said, imagine we start winning races soon, and these guys are going to enjoy it even more. I want them to enjoy it more than I do, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's always a good feeling, man. They feel it,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Did you guys have a podcast too as well? Like you guys do something? Like you guys have something going for yourself?
Just mostly Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The podcast deal, a lot of the conversations I have with some of these people, they just don't want me to post, but eventually, maybe partnering with you, man. I mean, I have a fun time just listening to your podcast. It's enough for me. But eventually, we'd like to get our podcast up there. Just business, horses. I meet a lot of cool people now. A lot of people that are big bloodstock guys. A lot of guys are big trainers at Woodbine, Saratoga. I feel like the relationship is intimate. Some of them are like I'd call him my uncle or my brother. So some of the conversations I have are more personal, like development, how they started, what their journey was like. But I'm sure I can bring that over in some way or format. But my Instagram is active. I mean, I post stories for my friends, for clients, just so they know what we're doing. Right?
Pretty cool. Did you get down to Alberta?
Alberta?
Yeah.
I went to Alberta once last year for some business and a personal event, but
Oh, the Manitoba you're telling me.
I was supposed to go see Devin Gittins, but he's here at Woodbine. He's too busy to see me, man. He's winning. He's busy winning races, man. Devin, bro, you got to see me, bro. You got to teach me, man. But no, for sure, I want to.
He's winning a bit, eh?
He's good, man. He's working hard.
He works hard, man.
He's I've seen him before too, but I think this guy's a different look. He has like that 2002, 2003 Colby look on his face right now, man.
You know
he's
what?
number 8 Colby right now, not 24. He's number 8 Colby right now.
I'll tell you something. He has a game face on. He's not playing.
I ran a horse against him. I think one of the races I learned very soon that Mr. Giddens doesn't joke around, But again, we a lot of the horses we know where we're lacking, whether they're babies or the distance, the level of running. So we're fixing all that, and we're getting them. We're taking a longer time at the farm to prep them, so that we can kind of have them, going out more built, right? So with failure comes faster learning. So I'm very thankful to the Lord that He's giving me failure before success, because if He gave me success, I wouldn't be as humble or listening to the older heads. Because every time I walk down, there's somebody that pulls me over and they tell me that, hey, you know about this, about this. Like sometimes I'll walk around and there's an older head. I don't want to say his name. He'll just point at a horse's foot. I'm like, what do you want me to look at? He'll be like, look at the foot. Like, that horse shouldn't be on the track. Listen, I don't want to start any controversy, but guys are just teaching me, and I'm humble enough to learn. Right? These guys are around me. They're not going to be around forever. That knowledge is very specialized. Some of these guys have been running horses 70 years in Barbados, Jamaica. Yeah. Some of these guys are from Ireland. So imagine, without me having to fly, I have all the experience at Woodbine. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. Just here chilling with Amplify stables and the crew. It's pretty cool, man. Just having a barbecue, having a couple drinks, and just kind of chilling out on this hot day. This is the hottest day for the year.
We got AC, man. Thanks to God.
Thank God for the AC.
We're just we gotta thank my brother and my dad for that. I wasn't for it, but they said you need it. I'm so thankful that they did that. Next thing we're working on is for the horses downstairs. We have a ventilation system, but we're probably gonna put some more time and effort into it. Pulls the humidity right out. They're not sweating in the hot weather. We have guys on site that live here. They're great. They're watering horses like a couple times a day in the evening. So I'm blessed to be in that position, bro, because a lot of guys have similar facilities, but staff doesn't stick around. My main thing is, man, I've been a hands-on guy from day one. I'm not like a saint or anything, but I never see somebody who works for me. I see that they work with me, because as soon as you say that it's a 4 against with, you've made that categorization that I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you. So when some of my friends at the track, like Donnie and the guys, they say, oh, you're a big owner. I said, no, brother, like, there's no such thing as owner, right? You have to stay humble. The guys working on the horses, you have to be friendly with them. And I noticed that when I got to Woodbine that my mentors were very friendly with the grooms, the riders, and they did really well. Like Terry and the guys, they were really good with the riders. I learned that from my mentors. Otherwise, I see some people, obviously we're not going to mention names, everybody has their demeanor, brother, but they treat some of these guys like crap, and then they wonder why their barn is not full of like good help or good talent, right? You can't call somebody help and then expect them to come work in your barn, man. Like, I really pride myself in having a personal relationship with these guys. not because I want something selfish out of it. I just want the horses to win so they can get some stakes money. They can keep coming back. Like this year, our guys are excited. They have more horses to work with. Regardless of how we're doing at the track, it's going to come. The good Lord is going to give us the knowledge and the courage to keep going. So I'm rambling about a lot of stuff, but I think it just starts with clearing your own mind, knowing what your intentions are, and the horses feel it too, and kind of progress from there.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. All right, pretty cool. Nice atmosphere here, man.
Yeah, man. They're just talking business. A lot of you guys talk shop, man.
No, it's cool. I like this. I like the fact that you guys are talking business, just chilling out, and you're not wasting the time because
never.
I mean, you're chilling out with each other, but talking business, talking other stuff.
These guys talk business all day. It's a 24/7 game. The operation we run with the transport, the warehousing, the international stuff. So
Are these guys involved in the trucking business too, or what?
not just trucking, various parts of the business. So there's warehousing, there's brokerage, there's consulting part of the business too. So they're all part of that. And all of these guys are like they're all the foundation. They've been with us from day one. So a lot of them are family. A lot of them are friends who are basically family now. Family isn't just blood. Family is literally somebody who will care for you when you can't take care of them because they know you've been there for them.
I completely understand.
So that's what I'm trying to do at Woodbine too. Keep the same guys around, so I know them, they know me. They know that I don't cut corners with the horses. The feed we're working on, the supplement program we're working on. We're changing things as we go along, and it'll pay off. There's a Pietro Moran. This guy's gonna be real good, man. A real humble kid, real good family, and I think he's got a good head on him. I just bumped into him in one of the trainers' barns the other day.
He's a leading rider.
Yeah, man. Look, he's young. He still has to mature physically, mentally, spiritually, but I think the guy's on the right track. Mr. Moran, his father, he's a mentor of mine too, and he's always he's a class act, and the kid shows it, right? If imagine me and you were riders his age, we'd be running with. If I was a rider like him, I'll be finishing the line with one hand on the reins and the other hand just pointing up, like maybe a young Patrick Husbands. All the respect to Patrick, but these guys, they learn from guys like Patrick, from his own dad, David Moran.
You know what? It's funny because it's like 2 years ago, nobody was talking about him at all. Not even one word. So
a few guys did tell me that, hey, his dad's a jock, and I knew David's a really great rider and jockey. And look at the ride, man. He's finishing out strong, even past the wire, right? I mean, you just don't have kids riding like that nowadays. It slows down just in time for him to know. But no, Kevin's got a great rider in this. I think he's riding.
See how he's doing, because I think the rumor has it, and seen on the internet and so forth, that your Sovereign Award jockey Slade Jones is hold on a second.
Yeah, no problem. There's Kevin with his winning speech as usual.
Yeah, Slade Jones is making his way back to Woodbine after a couple of years away from the track. I don't know. Yeah, I think he rode one race in Barbados a couple of weeks ago and he won. I think so. I didn't follow it completely.
I like Slade, bro. I like Slade because he's physically mature. He knows he knows how he has to manage his weight. He's been there, done that. And Barbados, I think, is a breeding ground for champion jockeys. So him, Pietro, I think we're in safe hands. And Sahin's a friend of mine, even though I don't have the quality horses for him to ride. But all these guys have been to the farm. They've given me real feedback and morale boost. So what I'm trying to do around me is build a circle of these young jockeys like I've seen in Europe. A lot of guys in India do that. They retain jockeys. So Deshaun Bino, Afi Ward, Pietro Moran. These guys are my personal friends, and I really want to kind of keep a thing
You
where.
brought up these guys, man. So I gotta shout out them right now and say, these guys. I haven't seen Afri here in a lot of rides, man. It takes guys like you to, say, hey, look, vouch for him, put him on.
For sure. And
give him a ride.
My brother Radcliffe, he's a great friend of mine. He's doing a great job. He's off to a lot of quick wins this year. He's given Afri a win, and we've given Afri a rider too, and we're working on it, right? These guys need better horses, and the bigger stables won't give them a chance. So it's guys like us that have to help them. That's when they're going to remember us too, right? When they're champions. But Afri's good, man. He's got a great work ethic.
And by the way, I'm pretty cool with Deshaun Bino too. That's my boy. Yeah, he's a nice kid. So if anyone is watching, you should really pay attention to the kid, give him some rides.
His brother's doing really good good at Assiniboine Downs too.
Yeah. Oh, you're paying attention.
Yeah, man.
You're paying attention.
I'm paying attention, bro. These
This
guys.
guy's paying attention.
These guys are my guys, man, and I watch them obviously on your Facebook page. That's the whole reason why I have the social media thing, so I can keep up to date. And I like when these guys do well because look, hey, selfishly, man, if you're friends with some of these guys and they're doing well, their brothers and their friends are doing well, guess what? If you're a genuine guy, I'm not gonna self-promote myself, but I really don't care about the whole short term. I care about the long term. In the long term, these riders are gonna be giving us some champion rides across, some classic winners and stuff like that, right? So you have to be that mental and that focus to say that, hey, right now we're getting ass kicked at one ride, but in a few years, we'll turn things around and we have a plan of action in that place. Whether it's buying more expensive horses, paying our riders a little bit better to get better riders, whatever it is, right? So it's gonna take time, man. So we're gonna step by step get there, right?
You haven't had your first one yet, the first one.
No, man, we haven't had a first win yet.
But it's been what, 3 years? Was it?
This is our second year racing.
Second year?
Last year we only had a couple of horses. We had one win for a client. We only had a couple of our horses, man. One got claimed before Erie. Didn't have much to work with. This year we have about 7 or 8 horses of our own. One got claimed already. She ran third for me. The race she got claimed and she had a bad break and she came fifth or something. But it shows you that guys are paying attention, man. We're young guys. This is our second year racing. Somebody's already claiming a horse from me. And she's a real good looking filly, man. She's by Reload. You'll see her on the track. And I wish all the best to the next guy that claimed her, but you can't get personal, right? Business is business, so you guys' voices, man.
Whatever is going to be out there, I just say without prejudice first.
Put a disclaimer.
Without prejudice.
He's gonna put up a disclaimer.
It's part of the game, man. I mean, the boys, whenever they're together, they're talking shop. That kind of shows you the work ethic these guys have. They could be outside just hanging out, but on a Sunday they choose to come here, spend time with me, watch me run second last in one of my races. But that's the kind of support.
Let me ask your brother, what was it like watching his horse run second last?
Today?
It's okay, because without no pain, no gain, right? So you got to go through pain for a few years. Same way that when we started our business, right? It was the same thing. So
exactly.
You got to go through a few rough years, and then every push has a pull, basically, right? So you can't walk into any industry and expect to win off day one.
That's right. That's right.
I joke around with people. I joke around with people, like literally people will laugh when they say this. I say that Terry's like Vincent O'Brien. I'm like John Magnier, and he's like Robert Sykes, or like the cheaper versions, because those boys had all the money in the world to spend on Sons of Northern Dancers. We're out here syndicating stallions for the farm, obviously at a smaller level, but buying mares, racehorses, and trying to do the right things, right? So you got a finance guy, you got a bloodstock marketing guy, you got a trainer who just needs better horses, right? So
harder than we do right now. So we're in logistics. Logistics, I think, is the second hardest industry. First hardest industry in the entire world is farming. When you think about it, you got to perfect the seed, you got to plant it, you got to sell it on time, right? So this just needs a lot of capital, right?
Yeah.
But you got to put the capital at the right places,
Yeah.
Exactly.
at the right horses, at the right staff, right facilities, right, to make it work. And it takes experience, right? So even if we wanted to rush into it with a lot of money, we still wouldn't be able to maybe win all the races, right? So it's just over time. It's like compounding interest. You got to compound your knowledge over time.
yeah,
right?
pay your
That's how
dues,
you win.
get your expertise right, and he understands that well. Like
Definitely is a CFO for sure.
Yeah, he supports me when I tell him, hey, this guy works in the barn with us for the last 2 years. I gotta take care of him this month. Can you help me out? Or he's going on vacation. Or can you help him out with this? He's always the first guy to say, I don't know. I don't care how much. Just when, where, who do I need to send it to, right? So he's been supportive of that because, a lot of the times, your family would be like, hey, what the hell's going on? You gotta win some races to fund your own operation. I focus on hustling business for the farm. He loans me a little bit of capital here and there, and we keep it going, and that's the whole vision, is to build a self-sustaining stable. Our training, breeding sustains itself. The racing is what we're kind of investing into, and hopefully it kind of grows from there, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. Yeah. I got another friend of mine, my friend Ricky. He's a very famous restaurateur.
He's a wrestler?
A restaurateur.
Oh, I tell you. Oh.
He's very low key, man. But look at his shoes. Look at this guy's shoes. What's going on, Ricky? You good?
Very cool. How you doing?
This is Derek, my friend. You're on a podcast, so don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything that'll incriminate you. But he's big into sports, man. This guy big into like wrestling, soccer, all that kind of stuff, man.
Very cool.
Nah, it's all family and friends here. Like this guy's I've known this guy since he was like 8 years old, so
You played
Yeah,
today?
really good atmosphere here, man.
That guy right
Pretty
there,
chill.
he played at Team Ontario Field Hockey State level right there.
Field hockey?
Field hockey, yes.
Here in Canada?
Here in Canada, yes.
Oh,
My
that's
brother,
pretty cool.
they were on the same team
We're on the
actually.
same team.
Look at the hat he's wearing. Look at the good luck he's trying to pass on, man.
Amplify?
He's this guy's an avid golfer now. You know, he's an avid golfer. All these guys are involved in the game, and you know,
Amateur. We're all amateurs.
avid amateurs.
Amateur. These are big time golfers are called amateurs.
Amateurs.
That's pretty
You
cool,
gotta
man.
pronounce the T.
Amateur.
Yeah.
Amateur.
That's how Scottish say it.
Amateur.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's how the Scottish.
Only if this guy spent half of what he spends on golf with horses, maybe I might be able to get some wins. You know. That's what it is.
You gotta bring him over, man. Bring him over to your side, you know?
They're ready, man. I'm just telling. I'm the one telling this guy too, man. My cousin. I'm telling him to wait. These guys are ready. They wanna open their checkbooks, but I'm telling him to wait a little bit. Let me give you a concept that I prove. You know.
No, you bring a good-blooded horse and change the game completely.
Yeah. Like, look, in the next 3 years, we're very serious about importing a Group 1 stallion from the U.S. Obviously, you know, a lot of people might scoff at it, laugh at it, but you know, people support it. From people part of the CTHS, some of my personal advisors, I've already called upon 2 or 3 Group 1 winning stallions in the U.S. I've called their owners. I said, look, I want to buy this horse. It wasn't really a money thing. They just said we're not interested in sending the horse to Canada. Their main reason was they don't know what happens in Canada. They don't know anything about Canada, let alone the racing. I said, what man has better purse money structures, better breeding structures than your guys' state of California, to be just transparent. But syndicating these deals, having these failed. I've had 5 or 6 stallions that I wanted to bring to the farm. I failed at those. A couple of my friends were nice enough, so I ended up getting Town Prize. He's got a couple mares in fold for us. Signature Red has a few in fold for us, and you know, we plan on expanding from there and to offer it back to the breeders of Ontario. Right? I have very flexible structures with some of my partners and owners that have mares on what I charge them. I give them package deals just to keep the industry going. Right? Not everybody can get rich off of it. I have a long-term approach to it. Right? So, yeah.
It's quite interesting, though.
It's about bloodstock. It's about the level of bloodstock. We want to get more higher level stock here.
I'm curious to see how this horse runs now. Sit around here and watch this race.
Yeah.
Destiny Row.
Destiny Row, yeah.
You see how you familiar with that horse?
I've heard of Destiny Row a couple times. The owner is actually a client of ours too. He sends a bunch of horses here in the summer and the winter too.
Pazzo? Roger Pazzo?
Roger Pazzo, yeah. Roger Pazzo and his son. And you know, good horse. Warpaint is a real nice horse too. I believe he won a couple weeks out, if I'm not mistaken. Charles Fipp, obviously one of the best breeders. You know, Canuck Racing Club. That's a club. You know, not to say that I want to copy them, but it's the kind of deal that I'm trying to set up. Right, get the South Asian community involved. Make like a syndicate that kind of focuses on, hey, we're gonna get 10 horses in racing this year. We're gonna buy 10 mares. We're gonna try to bring 1 or 2 stallion prospects or buy stallion seasons, right?
Is it easy sell though, to get the community involved?
The community wants to get involved. I just want to set up my track record so that later on they don't think that I did it for my own personal gain or anything. I will literally have all profits from my side. I will literally distribute back into reinvesting it. So we can talk about that structure later on. But I have a few things that I've done with other businesses and that I've worked for the benefit of the partners, and I know we can do that with the horses for sure. There you see another Adina Springs bred horse, Mucho Macho Man, real good stallion.
Horse racing.
Rider to Rebels Row.
I'm always curious about the people who are involved in horse racing. You know, you see all people. Well, you don't see some people behind the scenes, and you don't know who they are, but they're big players. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, a lot of the guys here. Like, look, there's a street boss horse. Street boss is obviously one of the better stallions in the Godolphin lineup. And, there's Josh Attard. This guy's gonna be a future champion too, man. I mean, just look at the way he's involved. You know, it's in his blood. Literally, like, I ran into Kevin one day. I said, "You're a Hall of Famer. Your son's gonna be a future Hall of Famer." It's not just to like kiss their butts or anything. They don't train any horses for me, right? It's just that, you know, when I talk to Kevin, I have to ask him something. These guys are very professional, and I don't do anything for him. that tells you the level of character that these guys have. They're champions because their character, man, their professionalism. If I was a guy like Kevin, I wouldn't talk to me. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Is someone talking? Is someone talking here?
That's what usually happens to me until I have to break the ice.
Yeah. No, they're great guys to talk to. I mean, Kevin Attard, Josie Carroll, Michael DePaulo, these are some of the most classiest, let alone trainers, classiest individuals you meet. If they had decided to go into something else, even building rockets, they'd be successful.
Yeah.
Because they're tenacious and they're professional and they give a crap about the person.
You gotta be relentless. You gotta keep it going. You gotta have a drive. Have something that can push you.
That's what it is, man. You gotta do when you're young, because when you get old, you have kids, you have this, you have liabilities, and you can't put money into the horses, and you want to take a little bit easy. So you gotta succeed at this game when you're young, so you can enjoy it when you're old.
So what I'm gonna do, Evan, is I'm gonna
walk around a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the girls go and see some horses and
for sure, man. Feel free.
Stuff like that.
Call me if you need anything. If you want.
But I know where to go. Where should I go?
You know what? You can start go in one of the paddocks by the track. You'll see mares on both sides. You'll see foals on one side, and you'll see pregnant mares on one side. They're going to deliver babies.
Over here or down?
Down there behind you. So go past the house. Remember where the track's at?
The track is, yeah.
Go to where the track's at. You see all the mares there. And then maybe I'll show you a couple of the stallions too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, man. For sure.
I want to watch this race first.
For sure.
All right, thanks, guys.
No problem, bro.